here was better than what I typed up, but it's okay.
Am I in your way? Okay, we're going to start with dot and cob. And you're going to do top and cob. Show me how you're going to write the word. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm doing the word stop. Yes, if I was doing stop, I would say s. Stop. Stop. Let's see if you can do dot, and Hannah's going to do top. Dot and top. Write it for me. How about we do it right like this? We'll put it between the two of you. There you go.
What is this?
It's too hard word. No, you're supposed to say, this is so easy. It's schmeezy. Right, Hannah? Let's hear you say it's schmeezy.
Here we have a special Chumash group. This group of boys decided that they wanted to learn the last pasuk they didn't learn last week. So they're sitting down in a group, and they are learning the last pasuk that we did not learn last week. You see that they've learned how to learn it, and they're just repeating it over and over to practice. Yasher koach, gentlemen.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Da, ha, ka, a, ha, la, za, sha, va, ra, ka, ta, ga, ba, sa, ya, sha, sa, na, a, ma, ha, va, sa, pa, sa, sa, ha, fa.
30 seconds exactly.
30.
Okay, now we're going to take the cup, and we're going to be very straight up and down, and we're going to push it all the way down. Do you think the paper towel is going to get wet?
No.
How come?
Because it's inside of glass.
Air in the cup.
Where is there air in the cup?
And
Is the paper towel wet inside?
No.
No. How come the paper towel didn't get wet?
Because what a gun.
I love the word you used. What was it? The air was blocking the water from being able to touch the paper towel. When I'm holding the cup right over the water, is this whole entire cup filled with air?
Yeah.
Does any of that air escape as I move my cup down into the water?
No.
It does if the bubbles start to pop. Do you see the bubbles? Now what happens to the paper towel? That's right. So if we hold it very straight up and down, the water does not get in. But if we go like this, what happens?
The water gets in.
Right, because the air escapes. Exactly. We have a poster that we're going to hang in our room that says, who can read it? I know that my letters were a little too
Air.
Let's name a few things where there is air. Mampa, where is there air?
In your lungs.
Air can be in your lungs. Hova, where else?
Air is outside.
Outside, up in the sky. That's right. Where else?
Pushing the leaves right now.
Yes, there's wind blowing right now.
SD.
What parsha are we on?
Mishala.
What parak are we on?
Yadalit.
What pasuk are we on?
Chav Gimel.
Show me the Rashi for Chaf Gimel. You ready? Here we go. Let's read Bina and Esti, and maybe Leora if you're listening. Kol sus paro. What does kol sus paro mean?
All the horses.
All the horses of Paro. Let's read what it says. Ready? Lifnei hamakom ela echad. Okay. V'chi sus echad haya. But wait, was there only one horse? What would you think it would say if there were more than one horse? Sus is one, susim would be more than one horse. Wait a minute, don't you think Paro owned more than one horse?
Yeah.
So what do you think Rashi's question is?
How much does
That's right, why wouldn't it say susim? Was there only one horse? Well, let's find out. Magid she'ein kulan. Magid, this teaches us she'ein kulan, that all of them are chashuvim lifnei hamakom ela kasus echad. Considered lifnei hamakom, before Hashem, ela kasus echad, like they were one horse. So all the horses in Paro's army that they're talking about, it was like they were one horse.
Why?
So, good morning. Today is January 31st, 2012. It is Zion Shvat. And there's a group of girls who have just started Chumash for the morning. The first thing we did was we laid out the word cards, vocabulary word cards from the previous pasuk that we practiced yesterday. Actually, 2 pasukim from yesterday, and the new words for today. Now, the girls are making pasuk diagrams to show how each one of the words relates to one another in the pasuk, and they're labeling them. Oh, Javi, you know you want to show yours. Let's see it.
Hey, stop it.
Okay, Bina was the only one brave to share here. Now, as soon as the girls finish the pasuk diagram, it's time for us to practice the psukim. So again, the last week of school, we're going to have a Shabbos Malachos fair. And on the last week of school, we're going to invite our mommies and tatties and siblings to come and try all the different types of work that we cannot do on Shabbos. Who remembers why there are 39 types of work we can't do on Shabbos? Where does that come from? Thank you for raising your hand so nicely.
They were the 39 malachos that you had to do to build the Beit HaMikdash.
And for the Mishkan, that's exactly right. The 39 types of malachas that people had to do in order to create the Mishkan. And the first one we're going to do is called Choresh. Can you say Choresh? Choresh. Choresh is, who knows what it is in English?
Plowing.
It's a kind of digging that's called plowing. Now, do you see what's going on here? There's a horse and an ox, and he has a piece of wood with a blade in the ground. And as the horse pulls across the dirt, the blade cuts a hole in the dirt. Why do you need a hole in the dirt? Why? Hobby. To plant a seed. What if I just put my seeds up on top of the dirt? What's going to happen?
Then it wouldn't work.
That's right.
But some plants you can do that.
That's right, but not all of them. And some of the ones that we need to have food to eat do not make it, they're definitely made to be able to be under the ground in order to start growing. Now, has anyone actually ever visited a place where they have very, very hard dirt? So hard that it looks cracked when you're walking on it? What do you do with really hard, cracked dirt?
You get an extra sharp blade to plow.
You have to have a blade to plow it. Otherwise, do you think people could go there with some piece of wood or some simple tool? They'd be working so hard just to get one little tiny patch of ground. They actually have to use animals to make the tools. Now, whenever we talk about a malacha, there's 2 important things we have to know. There's one set of rules that comes from the actual Torah. That's called Isur D'Oraisa. Do you see where it says that? Isurei D'Oraisa. Isurei D'Oraisa mean they come straight from the Torah. The Torah says don't do it. But we also have Isurei Derabanan, ones that the rabbis told us we can't do. Why would the rabbis tell us something we can't do on top of what's already in the Torah? Why couldn't we just keep what it says in the Torah? Why do we have to have the rabbis telling us extra things we shouldn't do on Shabbos? Anybody besides? Dina? So in other words, so that we're extra specially careful not to even go near something that might actually make us do something that's from the Torah, we create a fence. So the rabbis tell us something in addition, besides what it just says in the Torah. Let's do some examples that have to do with Choresh, and I bet all of you will recognize these things because you do them all the time. The first thing that could be an Isser from the Raisa, from the Torah, is, for example, digging a hole. You can't go outside on Shabbos and start digging a hole with a shovel or with your hand or anything like that, because why do people need to make a hole? To do what?
To plant seeds.
To plant seeds. Exactly, that's exactly what they did. And what did they need to plant seeds for the Mishkan?
To make for the korban.
This is a really tricky one. It's for actually making the dyes that they needed to dye the curtains. The dyes were made